Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be working on the E36. As you can tell from the title, we got some door cards to install. We've got the hard Motorsports door cards for the E36 M3. With that, we're going to see different ways that we can mount it. They did provide some hardware with some screws, but I want to see if I can try to do rib nuts just to kind of make a easier on and off installation for if I ever need to take them off. Over here on the M3, you can see the problem that's presented and why these door cards are necessary. Over time, the glues that the factory used to put a lot of these leather trim pieces onto the door panels are fading down here, and the glue is kind of separating, and these are getting caught when you open and close the door. And we're going to try to drop a little bit of weight by removing the speakers as well on each side. So with that, let's get into the video and kind of go over the parts that we have and figuring out how we're going to mount these. So we're going to take this off. It gives us access to a bolt in the back, and then we're going to want to take out anything inside of here because it's all going to go flying. And around the outside of this is going to be a whole bunch of just quick fasten little snap clips. So and then from here, there's two screws that sit behind this door handle here, and we're going to have to pop these little covers off, and then we can take those off, and then the door panel will come off. Cheap plastic. And we're going to be taking all these off. And a lot of times this glue that kind of holds this on there kind of falls apart. So we want to, we're going to use some new glue and remount this so our regulator is nice and covered. So this is what we're left with. Again, I'm going to try to reuse that cover to cover all this up so we don't get too much dust and water up in here. And we're going to zip tie this hardware back, get it out of the way. So when we go to reinstall the hard Motorsports covers, everything kind of fits nice behind it. Up here you can see here's the factory mounting points that some of these that we're gonna try to reuse on the hard Motorsports covers. And again, we're gonna try to see if we can utilize those rib nuts, just having a nicer clean mounting point versus those other bolts. So this is kind of where it's gonna be sitting. In order to reuse a lot of these mounting points, we're gonna need to use some pretty long bolts. So I think if I was gonna do the rib nut, I would have to get some extended length ones than I have. So I'm going to see what the hard Motorsports hardware looks like, putting it in all these holes. So the hardware that was provided from hard Motorsports is an M6, and we're going to be drilling out these factory holes so that we can now put these inserts in, crush it down, and we can use the hard Motorsports hardware. So we did measurements off the door cards. The slits that are there for the pull handles kind of points it to this direction where we're going to mount it. Checked this. This is pretty reinforced on the door on both sides. With the window regulator, this is bolted pretty securely to the door. So as long as we're not yanking on this thing and bending it, we should be pretty good mounting in here. So doing the measurement, this is going to be 2 inches over from the door handle and down, and I made a little mark here. So we've got all of our rib nuts in, we've got our pull handle mounted. Now it's time to put the door card on fully and see how it operates, make sure there's nothing in the... So how to do some trimming for getting the cover for this little door handle here. How to trim out the hole a little bit larger. I think I could still use a little bit more trimming, as well as the hardware that they provided. Some of the bolts are not long enough to hit these two bottom ones. I would go probably another ½ an inch longer on length if you want to use these bottom ones, which I'm going to go to the hardware store and get. These are going to be just an M6x1 thread, and these things are pretty cheap at $1 a piece. So just got to get 4 more of them, 2 for each side. Other than that, the mounting point that I chose for this is perfect. Sits nice and level and has no problem with pulling. I moved the window up and down, and there's no hitting of the hardware right there. Overall, everything works as it functions. All the mirrors work. The door lock actuator works great. So overall, I'm pretty stoked with these. We'll go drive the car in a little bit and kind of see if there's any difference in any increased noise or if there's any rattling from these as well. After finally finishing the door panel installs on both sides, very happy with the overall look of these. It was very challenging to get some of these screws in because you did have to bend the plastic a little bit just to get them set into the riv nuts. But overall, once it's done, very happy with it. Now, comparing the weight from the new panels to the old, they do provide the numbers on Hard Motorsports, but I use this little tiny scale in order to get an accurate measurement. In total, the original door cards with the little side pouches and the handle and the speakers came in at about 10 pounds. So that's about 20 pounds per side, or sorry, 20 pounds total, and these weigh 2 pounds a piece. So total weight savings of about 18 pounds, which are 16 pounds, right? 2, yes. Total weight savings, let's say 15, make it easy. 15 pounds of weight savings. So that's pretty good. It adds up. We're going to be doing the rear seat delete as well from Hard Motorsports, as well as those rear door cards, and get a kind of a total weight estimate. But with that, just going to keep dropping weight off the car. Next will be the front and rear seat, so that should save us quite a bit of weight. Overall, the door cards have been great. I did notice these little covers that sits over the pull handle kind of likes to rattle loose a little bit over time. May have to try to figure out a way to mount those a little bit better. Other than that, I don't hear any rattling at all while driving. I went on some bumpy roads, went up to freeway speeds, and I didn't notice any weird noises coming from the doors. What I did notice is there is obviously less sound deadening, so you're going to get a little more sound through the doors, but it's not an obnoxious amount in my opinion. With that, these door panels were pretty pricey. I was fortunate enough to get them a little bit less because they were used, but I think if you're working on weight reduction and your door panels are already falling apart, I think this is a great option for you. I will throw down in the description below a link for you to check out those door cards. And if you like today's video, please like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to check out some of my other videos. I do plan on deleting these seats using the Hard Motorsports hard plastic cover back there, as well as for the rear door cards and that rear deck lid up top. So I will continue to make videos about that and continue to try to drop some weight on the E36. Once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.